So today, I have proved that I'm not very good at talking about myself, and I'm like, yes, let's do a Q&A video. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I hope you are doing super duper well. I have just filmed another video, but it's not for YouTube. So I'm kind of warmed up now, feeling nice and easy now, and ready to jump into all the questions that you guys gave me through Instagram, Patreon, and YouTube. I haven't put them in any specific order, but please know if you are a patron and you have sent me a question, your question will be answered. Okay guys, so I do have some questions about my deep dive series, which I will answer first, and then we'll get all the more personal questions out of the way. Do you have a list of what albums you will be reviewing in which order? I'm going to assume this is about the Duran Duran series, so ideally we're going through the albums in chronological order. That doesn't include the side projects. So the side projects I'm trying to tackle when and if I've got the time to do it. But like I said, we're going through all the Duran Duran albums in order of timeline, and it'll be the same when I do other artist series as well. Start from the first album, maybe dip into their side projects, and then go all the way up until today if they've released anything new or recent. What is going to happen at the end of your Duran Duran discography series? I definitely don't plan on doing away with Duran Duran related videos, and I definitely won't, whether it's music videos or, you know, ranking certain albums or certain songs. I definitely want to do some covers. I'd love to do some album inspired artwork. My head is absolutely bursting with ideas, but we will be moving on to other artists, as I said, but a lot of these artists will be like related genres, whether it's like synth pop or new wave or even dark wave. I'm going to try and stay within that realm for now, and then hopefully in the future like branch out to other genres or other eras. But yeah, there's also B-sides and demos and all this other stuff that we can jump into. Do not fear, the Duran Duran content is not going away. What do you love most about doing the video series? Honestly, I think just connecting with you guys, or connecting with like-minded people who love the same music as me. Also reading a lot of your comments where you guys reflect on memories that are tied to specific albums or specific songs. That's been really, really wholesome and heartwarming for me. The fact that some people are being really, really vulnerable and taking the time out to share their experiences with me is just so incredibly cool, and I'm so thankful for it. It's also really amazing just how powerful music can be. Like, you guys have seen me crying in my videos and laughing and just being silly and goofing off to certain lyrics. But I love this band so much. I've always wanted to honor them in some way and thank them for everything that they've done for me. So to start my deep dive series off with this incredible band has just been an absolute honor, and I'm so privileged to be able to do this and actually connect with you guys through YouTube. There's a lot of things I enjoy about it, but those are the main reasons why. I'd love to know your thoughts on some of the seemingly esoteric and mood songs that lack a direct, concrete message. That's quite an interesting one, and I'll probably have to get back to you on that one. You may have to give me some examples on songs that you consider moody or esoteric, because I often find that some people have a different opinion on what's considered moody or what's considered esoteric. A lot of David Sylvian's work fits very much into that sphere, but I feel like certain songs on the Arcadia album were kind of like that. But yeah, I'll definitely have to get back to you on that one. Next question is, how did you get into Duran Duran? That's actually a really good question. So I think I was about 14 or 15, and I was on YouTube in the early days of YouTube, and I think there was like a tribute video that I was watching, and the song that went along with that tribute video was actually a Duran Duran song, and it was Out of My Mind off the 1997 Medazzaland album. And funnily enough, I just really enjoyed the song. I just thought it was such a good song, and I actually went onto YouTube again later on that week, and I started looking up like Duran Duran Out of My Mind, and then sort of Googling their discography. And I spoke to my mum as well, because my mum kind of grew up around the time where Duran Duran were quite popular. And I said to my mum, hey, do you know the band Duran Duran? She's like, yeah, they sing that song Girls on Film. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she put like this 80s compilation on for me, like it had Blondie on it, Billy Idol, and then there were 2 Duran Duran songs on that compilation album, I think Hungry Like the Wolf and Girls on Film. So I started to look through some of their older work, some of their older discography. But yeah, I kind of just went through and started picking out songs that I just thought were really cool and that I really enjoyed. I think I pretty much had every album up until Red Carpet Massacre, which was their most recent one at the time. And yeah, I just really enjoyed their work. Midazoland definitely helped me through like my teenage angsty phase, I find. I kind of went through this period where I wasn't really enjoying school and I wasn't really enjoying home life, but I think that album really helped me through that period of my life where I was quite angsty and quite moody, and yeah, it was just that time where, you know, you're a teenager and you're rebelling, and I have definitely moved past that now. How long have I liked Duran Duran? I'm probably gonna go with 15 years. I know that's nothing on some of you guys. That probably doesn't sound like a long time, but it's definitely a long time for me. Next question is, I bet your favorite in Duran Duran is Simon Le Bon? Nuh-uh, incorrect. My favorite member of the band is actually Nick Rhodes. Not to discredit any other members of the band, but I feel like Nick is a very strong force behind Duran Duran. He's been with the band since day one. I love his work on the synths. I love his beautiful textures. I really enjoy the fact that Nick just loves to sit down and experiment and play with different sounds and just allow himself to create. I really admire other artists who do that and they sort of create with no limitations and no boundaries. I think Nick really inspired me to get into keyboards and synths and production. I also really admire that when Nick has a vision, he will make it happen. I really love Nick's style as well. Like, he's always been like a total fashion icon in my opinion. He also has a deep love for art, visual art, photography. I also really love that he has a bit of a gothic side to him as well. I absolutely love anything dark and gothic, whether it's art, architecture, fashion, makeup, and I honestly feel like Nick is the embodiment of that. But honestly, Nick is one of my biggest heroes. If I had to pick someone else, it would definitely be Simon. I just love how silly Simon is. He seems to have such a fun and playful approach to life and to creativity. And watching some of the interviews with him, he's always cracking jokes, he's always having a good time, goofing off, you know, with the presenters or the hosts. I also feel if you were to collaborate with Simon, he'd be very encouraging and also the kind of person that would really help get you out of your own head if you were ever stuck on something or, you know, struggling for inspiration. But yeah, he just comes off to me as such a great person, a really great family man, a very warm and loving person that just lives outwards, and I just admire anyone who is like that. So, favorite Duran Duran era? The Midazoland era. I love that booklet so much. All the different photos that they took during that era was so cool. I think Nick dressed up a lot and they wore a lot of different colors. I also love the Arcadia era as well, where Simon and Nick both dyed their hair jet black and wore suits. That was definitely very cool. If I was to be in any Duran Duran music video, which song would it be for? It could also be for a song that doesn't have a video. That's a good one. I'd probably go with My Antarctica. If there was like a main female character in the video and she was walking through snow, that would probably be my main pick. Other than that, I'm not too sure. Maybe Winter Marches On or even Matter of Feeling. But yeah, good question. I liked that one. If you could sing with Simon on stage at a Duran Duran concert, what Duran Duran song would you choose? If I had to pick the more well-known songs, I would love to do backing vocals for Come Undone. It'd be really cool to do harmonies on Ordinary World, The Chauffeur, Save a Prayer as well. Save a Prayer would be amazing. If it was like a lesser known song, probably Winter Marches On or Palomino. Favorite genres of music? Too many. Probably synth pop, new wave, obviously, dream pop, dark wave, industrial rock. Maybe I should just list every single genre and subgenre, because that's essentially me. Ambient music, groove, lounge and groove I really love. I also do love R&B and hip hop. R&B is probably a huge influence towards my own music. I'll actually list some artists in the comments section so that you guys can check them out. Do I have any music recommendations? You're probably gonna have to leave that one with me too. I'll probably make a few subgenre playlists and put them on my YouTube channel so that you guys can have a look through them. My top 5 bands and why. The Police would definitely be one. I just love their songs. Their songs are just so much fun and I just love every single album. I'd probably also go with Dire Straits. I just love Mark Knopfler's voice. The album Brothers in Arms is so amazing. Men at Work would definitely have to be another one because 2 of their albums also played a huge role in my teenage years. I used to listen to them non-stop, so the albums were Cargo and Business as Usual. Yeah, just once again, a very, very fun band, and some of their songs are very cool and playful. I'd also probably go with Linkin Park. I was really, really young when I got into Hybrid Theory and Meteora, and I have a massive love for Chester Bennington and his voice, bless his soul. Their music definitely helped me through some really rough times, but also when I was a little kid, I just used to love listening to the Reanimation album, which is a remix of a lot of the songs on Hybrid Theory. So yeah, Linkin Park would definitely have to make the cut there. So the next question is, where did I study music and singing? I didn't actually study singing as such, so I did a few singing lessons back in the day, back in school, but as far as study goes, I studied music production back in 2020 during COVID, and the course was a 12-month course that takes you through a whole different range of segments like music theory, mixing and mastering, arrangements as well, so how to arrange and structure your own song. Who would you like to make music with? Your dream collaboration? Yeah, definitely Nick Rhodes, there's no question about it. I think we could both make something really beautiful, collaborate on sounds and textures, and then obviously put some really beautiful ambient vocals to it. I feel like he's already done that with Wendy Bevan though on the Astronomia project, but if he was ever open to collaborations and to have another female vocalist work with him, 100% hands down that is my dream collaboration. If I was to ever collaborate or to provide vocals for the entire band, that would be even more incredible. There's also a few smaller artists I found on Spotify that I'd love to collaborate with. I think their sound and production style just really resonates with me. I know that you dabble in music and have had a bash at cover versions of your favorite artists. Have you ever considered covering something that would not have been immediately obvious to you? A song or artist that you are not necessarily a fan of? I don't know, when it comes to covers, I typically try to pick things that do suit my style and do suit my voice, but I sometimes come across artists or songs in certain films or maybe just on Spotify that kind of inspire me, but I typically tend to pick out a few that I really enjoy, that really resonate with me. I was actually part of a cover band before I moved to Sydney, and a lot of the set list comprised of songs by like AC/DC, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, pretty sure there was like some Black Sabbath in there, which I'm sure you guys looking at me cannot picture me singing songs like Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. But yes, songs like that I did not expect to ever be covering or singing in my life. What are some of your hobbies? Probably making things. I love to make costumes. I also really, really love to draw and paint. Also love photography as well. I don't claim to be a good photographer, but I definitely love photography, especially abstract photography. So it doesn't necessarily have to include people. It can be of a place, certain still life, or moments in time. I am such a huge foodie, so I really love to cook. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll occasionally see me uploading cooking stories and recipes and stuff like that. So I love to cook, I love to bake. I also really enjoy gardening as well, growing vegetables and seeing if I can actually grow something successfully. I've actually been growing some onions recently and they seem to be turning out pretty well, so pretty proud of that. Have you ever visited Europe? Yes, I have, and I technically grew up in Europe. I lived in the UK until I was about 8 years old. Yeah, I've been to France before, but I don't think I've been anywhere else in Europe, surprisingly. And that's my next big trip. I really want to go to Europe. I'd love to go to the Netherlands. I'd love to go to Germany. I really, really want to go to Sweden. I really love Swedish films and Swedish music, so I really want to go to Sweden. But yeah, Germany, Sweden, Norway. I would really, really love to go to Romania and see some of the old castles as well. And that part of the world is obviously a huge influence to like vampire lore, which I'm kind of obsessed with. So anywhere around there would be fantastic. Oh, and Italy. I really, really want to go to Venice and I want to eat authentic Italian food because I love Italian food and I've never ever had anything authentic. But that's all for questions for today, guys. Thank you so much for submitting them to me. I apologize if I did miss out on any questions, but once again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to submit them to me, and I hope that gives you a bit more of a background about me and my love for Duran Duran. If you haven't already, please go check out my Duran Duran discography series on my channel. Be sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed this video. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to check out my Patreon page in the description box below. You can check out all the exclusive perks that come with being a part of my monthly membership on Patreon. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next deep dive video. Bye, guys! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You missed the part where I was trying on my headphones that I used to stream with on Twitch, and I don't get to wear them very often now, but they're very cute. See, the name Glitterkitty makes sense now, right? And they've got a little microphone in the side here, so you can go, "New moon on Monday." Yeah, okay. We're gonna stop being silly now and get into the video.